Hi, my name is Teresa and I work at Mullin Associates. Today we are going to showcase one of our most successful candidates, Marlo Scott. She is the founder and owner of Sweet Revenge, a cupcake / bar in downtown New York City here at 62 Carmine Street. Her story is incredible. She was laid off back in 2007 from Time Inc. She had worked for some of New York's largest media companies as a marketing director, and as she would call it, a lucky blessing. She was laid off, and as you can see behind me, her dream came to fruition and she got her sweet revenge.
It was a very easy decision. Back in 2005, I was passed over for promotion, which I found extremely frustrating. And yet it wasn't the first time I found myself in this situation. It was, I had a history of not being able to climb the corporate ladder, having frustrating work environments, some very, very unhealthy ones, and when I didn't get a promotion that I worked very, very hard and I felt that I had deserved based on the results I delivered, I decided I would get my sweet revenge on my then bosses. And I live a couple blocks away from a very famous cupcake bakery called Magnolia. And it was at that point that I knew I needed a path out of the rat race and into being my own boss and being liberated from, always having the hammer, on me. Mullin Associates was incredibly helpful for me. Keith Mullin wound up mentoring me personally, and as a lifelong serial entrepreneur himself, he kind of shepherded me, took me under his wing, and gave me a lot of phenomenal guidance. My understanding is that he had heard when I came on board in the seventh package that I got to be able to use his firm's services, that I was working on a business plan, trying to negotiate a partnership at the time, and was going down the entrepreneur's track. So I had the very good fortune to work directly with Keith, which was such an amazing experience and a wonderful blessing. He actually helped me review my business plan and gave me some great feedback in terms of when I was going to go present it for financing, certain things that I needed to include or be able to explain, be ready to answer certain questions. He was fantastic. He also helped me navigate some tricky situations that were occurring with the prospective partnerships I was considering, and he was very insistent that I didn't need to have any partners, I could do this on my own, and that I was on a very good trajectory. Of course, Keith was right. Mullin Associates have been very good to me, and they continue to be supportive, and it's been wonderful knowing everybody at Mullin.
And I can concur on that because I come here for brunch all the time. Everybody, her brunch is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I have leveraged a lot of my corporate experience to run and manage my business and develop my brand. So I will say that as a nod to the experience I gained from man, it has served me very well. I had a variety of different roles. I was in business development, brand licensing, finance, sales management, all of those things, all of those experiences I have to do on a daily basis running my own small business. I had to obviously put together a business plan. I had to manage a giant project of getting this place out of PowerPoint and Excel models and into 3D. Here we are at 62 Carmine. And obviously running the business, launching in a recession, and then running it, growing it, surviving, and finding some nuggets of success along the way. It's all served me very well, and I think in terms of competition and differentiation, that's really the key, is doing, finding what makes you you, and how to translate that in whatever business that you're trying to create, so that you are infused in it and people appreciate that. I think that's really critical, and oftentimes I think as business owners, maybe we don't want to be the face, or we don't want to be at the point of the business where it's so critically dependent on you, and that's fair and fine and good. But at the same time, if you're authentically putting your message out there about who you are and what you stand for and the place that you're creating, you really have an opportunity to differentiate on that, because you're different from everybody else. And so that's really what I've done here, is I've differentiated. I've put myself, I've immersed myself in this place, in this experience, the journey of sweet revenge, finding happiness after escaping the corporate rat race, and I think people really appreciate that. I've been kind of embracing social media for the last, it's a year and a half. I got on board with it. Initially, I felt it was a luxury, administrative, responsibility that I barely had time for because I was so busy washing dishes and garbage and serving patrons. But I understand the strategic implications. You don't know who is necessarily following you and who's going to spread the word, but it's kind of, it takes a village mentality. Just get the message out there in these different channels, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or your blog or your e-newsletter or your website, and the message will continue to get carried and spread and disseminated through your followers, your fans, to their, different constituents. And so I'm a big believer in social media. I try to be very good about using Twitter and Facebook and updating my website, keeping it fresh, and blogging, I'd like to get better at being more frequent about that, but, all of those things really do add up, and people really do spread the word, and that, drives real business. Well, my favorite pairing is the namesake, the Sweet Revenge. That's a peanut butter cake, peanut butter fudge frosting, chocolate ganache center paired with a Malbec from Argentina. We pair it with Las Perdices, which is just absolutely beautiful. It's a grape wine just for sipping, and kind of the smoothness of that red counterbalances the sweetness of the chocolate and the peanut butter. It's a very beautiful combination. It's my favorite combination. There are many others that are a close second. For example, the Belhaven is a creamy Scottish ale. I love that beer, and it goes great with my crimson and cream. It goes great with my dulce de leche. It goes great with my fleur de sel cupcake. It's a great beer, and it pairs beautifully with a number of my, delicious cupcakes. That's right, that's our small business credit card. I've been very blessed in terms of publicity and national exposure, and local exposure too here in New York. I've really been very fortunate that the editorial community, the media world, and companies such as Chase have viewed and valued what it is that I'm doing, and they see it as a bit of rebel yell and a bit of innovation and a bit of standing for the spirit of the individual, and appreciating that all coming together in one package. It is hilarious seeing it in real life, the commercial or a magazine cover, getting to watch a video clip from being on the Today Show or Unique Eats or Throwdown. It's really a riot, and I count my blessings. I consider myself extremely fortunate. Well, it's really fun to brainstorm about the future of the business and where I'm going to take the brand, the Sweet Revenge, and how I will continue to challenge myself as a small business owner. I am pitching television deals. I plan to launch a limited edition fragrance line by the end of the year. I continue to build out the apparel business that I launched at the end of last year, and all of these things behind the scenes are the unfun stuff where I'm dealing with trademark filings and working with my trademark attorney on trademark infringement stuff and making sure we're getting category rights. But overall, big picture, I'm building the business, the brand of Sweet Revenge. It's just such a blast because I know everything is possible, and ultimately one day I will accomplish it all. So it's really good fun, and one day I hope to write a best-selling memoir. Just haven't found the time to do so yet. And then one day that will get sold into Hollywood, and it'll be a huge mega hit movie. So it's all happening. It's just a matter of when and not if.